Have you ever heard of WhatsApp learning?
I wonder where these guys were back in my day.
My name is Maxwell Chimedza, and I'm from Mutare. I'm 29 years of age right now, and I'm a self-employed WhatsApp online teacher. I use social media platforms to market and teach students. So I started this thing in 2019. Yeah, I was already a teacher before, but a conventional teacher. Then I started the online teaching in 2019, but it was not that serious, if I'd like to put it across in such a way. What promoted it to a serious level is the COVID-induced lockdown. And it was imposed earlier in the year, like that was around February and March of 2020. The schools were shut. Then I spent about 2 weeks picturing and studying the conventional school system. I studied it, then I took it in, then imparted it on WhatsApp. Mainly on WhatsApp, people use WhatsApp to communicate. Yes. I use WhatsApp to teach. So the same functions that you use to communicate are the same functions that I use to teach. Like if you want to communicate with someone with an audio lesson, I use that function to teach via that audio lesson. You get the sense, yeah? So it's like using the available resources that they've added at the available time in a tough time, So we even, when I talk about having a school system on WhatsApp, it's like we're now running the school, like we had some leaders in the group, we had timetables for the lessons, we had due dates for the submission of assignments, because I'm mainly an advanced level teacher. I also teach all levels. It's very simple for me.
Which subjects are you teaching?
Mainly at the advanced level, art subjects. My main combination is family and religious studies, Shona, history, and right now I'm teaching sociology as well. I just started teaching it this year. So those are the same subjects that I also teach at ordinary level. But mainly I'm an advanced level teacher. All level is very simple for me. So when we started it like in a formal way in 2020, that's when I grabbed the international attention when I broke a record. 64 of my students came out tops with 41 A's, and it was 100% pass rate. 100% pass rate. That was the results that were released in 2021, followed by those results in 2022, and those released in 2023. They were all 100%. So it's like me with my instinct. I'm an unqualified teacher, to be honest. I never went to a college. I'm actually a university dropout from the University of Cape Town in South Africa. So I just teach purely from talent, purely from instinct. My lesson comprises of an audio lesson. I'm an unqualified teacher, but what I mastered is the syllabus is the most important thing. So I studied the syllabus. Like when I started to teach sociology, it was just a matter of having a whole night studying the syllabus. So the syllabus guides me that you have to use this and that. So mainly my lessons comprises of an audio lesson, right, which is accompanied by notes, which is also supported by textbooks. At advanced level, the student must be an avid reader. So you give them various sources to buttress or to support the point. How I plug those holes, like when you are in a classroom setup, you'll be teaching, a student might interrupt you with a question. So when I make my audios, like when I break down the objectives of a topic, I make sure that I exhaust everything. Yeah, so when you are teaching, even when you are teaching on your own, you would notice that this might raise a question if it's in a classroom setup. So let me just flow and answer it along the way. So even if I would give you one of my audios, after listening to it, you won't have any questions. Something like that. So I plug those holes, because every question is some key areas that if you would teach someone on a face-to-face basis, he or she would ask a question. So I would intercept that and make sure that I answer those questions. So when I would give you an audio, it would be a fully baked cake. I have a software that I use for marking called Adobe. Like they send their work in pictorial form, then I can make a PDF using an application called the Clear Scanner from the Play Store. Then I make an application, then I send it to my computer. Like I have, like I clone the WhatsApp. The same WhatsApp that I'm using in my phone is the same on my computer. So when they send it in, I download it into my computer files. Then it just appears in the Adobe. Then I can mark with the Adobe. Like it's a software with ticks. You can tick. You can put some comments and stuff. And with WhatsApp learning, you can even correct someone while you are working when you are recording. That's the flexibility of it. Like that's major advantages. Or like you can you will never miss your lesson, even if you are offline or even if your phone is not functioning. As long as you get back online, you still recover your lesson, something like that. Yeah. So it's instant feedback. It's now part and parcel of life. Even if I'm having my casual chats, if a student sends me a message, I can help them accordingly. Most of my students are dotted around the country. I have some. Like I have students in Botswana right now.
Oh, wow.
I have students in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
I have a student in UK. I have students in South Africa. You know, in South Africa, most of the people will be doing some waiting. They're waiters, waitresses. Yeah, they start shifts at around, let's say, 6 in the morning, right? Then they would finish their jobs at around 6 in the evening. That's when they'll see their works. Like I have a register for submitting works, for giving works to the students. I do my works at around 1 a.m. early in the morning. So when they would go back online, they would see their works being provided. That's the beauty of online learning. You won't miss anything. So while someone is working throughout the day, when they would log in back online at around 7 p.m. in the evening, they would see their work, then they would work on it. So I have, the system is like, as long as you have a phone which is WhatsApp compatible, and whether you are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and as long as your phone is WhatsApp compatible and there is internet connectivity, then we can learn. I'm trying to work on an application, Dr. Mark's online school application, but I shelved that idea. Why? Because sometimes, you know, one of the major challenges we have is the data problems. So with WhatsApp, even someone in Chendambuya can connect on WhatsApp, you get the sense. But if you talk of an application, they would need something like $10 to buy a data bundle, which they can't afford. So I'm trying to encompass everyone on WhatsApp. So the end game, or what I perceive to be, what I can foretell as Dr. Max is this is the way to go. I saw in the future, like when I was in South Africa, I saw some self-saving tools. You know, people were just buying some stuff in the supermarket on their own. So this is where we are heading to. Like around 2030, like you find out that most of the learning will also be concentrated online. Most of the stuff would be online. So it's like I would already seen that, you know. It's something which will be fully fashionable. You can tell me maybe in the next 5 or 6 years to come.